So welcome everyone to the awards ceremony. I would like to especially welcome Ray McDaniel, our CEO, Lisa Westlake, our Chief HR Officer, also on the foundation board. I think Rob Fauber is here. Yes, right here. On the foundation board, Jeff Hare, Treasurer Jane Clark, our Secretary. Is Elizabeth McCarroll here?
She's coming with us to
Okay. At the beginning of the Moody's Foundation in 2001, we had many goals. One of them was to create a competition in mathematics for high school students. And from this dream, 11 years ago, came the Moody's Mega Math Challenge. It's grown from a New York-based metropolitan competition to a national competition this year, and we're very proud of that. So why do we care about asking students to excel in math, to encouraging them to want to have careers in math, economics, and finance? Because individuals can't compete individually or as part of a corporation without a solid foundation of financial and economic literacy. Being a financial services firm, it should come as no surprise that the Moody's Foundation focuses its programming in education in math, economics, and finance. Since 2005, we have partnered with the Society of Industrial and Applied Mathematics, SIAM, which shares our mission to motivate students to study and pursue careers computational science, economics, and finance. SIAM designed and continues to refine a competition that spotlights mathematics as a powerful problem-solving tool, as an exciting and valuable profession, and as a viable contributor to business operations. We have chosen to focus the challenge on mathematical modeling, which is a process for real, open, and sometimes very messy problems. In order to help students learn to model effectively, the challenge has created through its judges and problem writers a handbook called Math Modeling: Getting Started and Getting Solutions. We're very proud of this. This freely available publication was enthusiastically received and spawned another resource. So let's take a moment to watch a trailer for the 7-part video series currently in production, which takes inspiration from the handbook to illustrate and explain the modeling process in multimedia form.
Every day I get to asked by students, where do we use this real-life math?
Mathematical modeling would be if you're given a situation or a problem and you're to apply math you learned in school and find ways to incorporate that into a solution for a problem.
We've been doing math since we were first in school, really, but now we finally get a chance to take all the things that we've learned over these past 12 or so years and actually apply it to real-world problems.
We can predict something that hasn't happened yet. We can use our models to predict the future.
We just used algebra the entire time.
Some statistic skills.
It's actually fairly simple math. We wanted to graph a piecewise function using linear functions, parabolas, and we are using ideas of calculus.
When we do real-life applications in the class, they get excited. When we talk about simple examples as banking, right? How much money you put in here, how much money you get, or if you buy a car, what happens to the value of a car? Small examples, they can relate. So when we bring the real-life examples in curriculum, kids get excited. They learn.
It actually matters for once.
Mathematical. I'm pleased to report that over 1,000 teams comprised of 5,000 students from across the United States participated in the Moody's Mega Math Challenge this year. And I want to just take a moment and acknowledge the contributions of the team's coaches. We hope you will continue to encourage your students to think about careers in math, economics, and finance, and to enter the pipeline of highly talented candidates that Moody's and other financial services firms will compete to hire as fundamental credit risk analysts, economists, software developers, and quantitative risk specialists. As I mentioned at the breakfast this morning, scholarship winners of the Moody's Mega Math Challenge are invited each January to apply for paid summer internships at Moody's Corporation. And internships are an important part of our recruiting effort, helping to attract students from diverse backgrounds to careers at Moody's. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge a first-of-its-kind foundation initiative that was hosted this morning at the High School of Economics and Finance, right down the street. Students selected from all over New York City gathered for a modeling workshop. 3 students participated, were selected to win scholarships, and are here with us this afternoon. Maurice Avery, Naomi Rangel, and Chelsea Vincente. Other workshop guests are with us: Dr. Tim Chartier, author and associate professor at Davidson College, Lindsay Hall, software engineer from Google, as well as Dr. Katie Fowler, associate professor at Clarkson University, who led the workshop with Kathleen Shannon. Thank you for your enthusiasm and efforts today. Would the students and speakers please come forward and be recognized? Yes, we should be in front of the students. Not a speaker.
Right here, one. Thank you. Good.
Before we announce the winners, I would like to welcome Dr. Steven Strogatz, a leading American mathematician, author, and the Jacob Gould Sherman Professor of Applied Mathematics at Cornell. Dr. Strogatz is an expert on small work networks and synchrony, right? Did I get that? Yes? And is known for being a great expositor with a unique ability to communicate complex topics. He has spoken at TED on the science of sync, is a frequent guest on Radio Lab and Science Friday, and recently gave a talk on the mathematical meaning of chaos at the National Museum of Mathematics. Dr. Strogatz is an accomplished writer. His book, Sync, About the Dawn of a New Science, received several awards and acclaim. His most recent book, The Joy of X, has been translated into an impressive 15 languages. He graduated summa cum laude in math from Princeton and did his doctoral work in applied mathematics at Harvard. He then taught at MIT and joined the Cornell faculty in 1994. He is a member of SIAM and has been distinguished as a SIAM Fellow for contributions to the disciplines of applied mathematics, computational science, and related fields. He has also been named as a Fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, the American Physical Society, and the American Mathematical Society. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Steven Strogatz.
Thank you very much, Fran. And hello, everybody. Well, SIAM, as you now know, is the Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics, and we are thrilled to be able to organize this math modeling contest that is sponsored by the Moody's Foundation. Thank you, Moody's, and thank you, students. SIAM, as you may or may not know, is an organization of professional applied mathematicians and students, about 14,000 of us, with an interest in applied math and computing. Modeling, which is an underlying theme of the contest that you just participated in, is an integral part of what many applied mathematicians do. SIAM's professional members are, well, some of us are professors, university professors in many different departments: engineering, math, computer science, physics, some even in sociology, biology. Also researchers working in industry in practically every industry that you could think of, and in government laboratories around the world. So we have applied mathematicians in petrochemical industry, in financial work, in pharmaceuticals, in aerospace, Silicon Valley, Wall Street, you name it. Because as you know, math is everywhere. You probably know better than your classmates that everything has math at its heart, and it's crucial to pretty nearly every industry in the modern world. Now, I thought I would just briefly touch, to try to warm it up for a second, although I know we want to get to the awards, but I'd like to just show you a picture of two applied mathematicians, a little bit older than you and a lot younger than me. These are two of my students. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Math modeling trailer. I think I'll close that. Use my computer science skills here. Close. Okay, that worked. So here's Danielle Tupou. Let's see if I can project her. So she just finished her PhD a few days ago for work on evolutionary game theory. And okay, yes, it's a silly picture. Part of what I'm trying to clarify with that picture is that we have fun doing applied math. This is in my office. I can't contain my pleasure at being with her. She's a very charming student, originally from Cameroon, now a US citizen. And she will be starting a job at Intel this fall. When she was applying for jobs, because you might ask, what does an applied mathematician do? Well, she went to our career fair at Cornell, looked for all kinds of different jobs, and she actually made 10 different resumes. I thought this was an interesting idea that you may want to do to yourself at some point. That is, she listed for potential biomedical companies, for high tech, all sorts of things. She was ready with any resume for anything that anyone could ask. And when she happened to be speaking to what she calls that nice lady from Intel, the nice lady said, "What are you interested in?" And Danielle gave the honest answer, which was psychology, fitness, data science, and mathematical modeling. And so it just happened that that was a perfect fit for a new initiative at Intel, where they're trying to get people to continue their fitness programs. You know these gadgets like a Fitbit or something that you could wear that keeps track of how much you're walking or running or sleeping or doing whatever you should be doing to stay fit. A lot of people stop doing their fitness programs for some reason, and maybe you have theories about why. But Intel and, well, anyone concerned about health would like people to continue. And so Danielle's charge with the team that she'll be joining in a few weeks is how can we, what are the mathematical issues and also psychological and fitness issues that keep people from just continuing with these healthy programs? So as you can see, it's a multidisciplinary question, and that's something that I suppose you've learned through the course of your own work, that you need a team. Right? I'm sure that some of you were experts in the computing, some in the math, some in thinking about the urban studies aspect of car sharing. So this is quite typical, that in applied math we work in teams. Problems posed by industry are often ill-defined, open-ended, and you need to put all kinds of different math and other parts of science together to simulate and predict. Sometimes there are very severe time constraints, not necessarily as severe as the ones you encountered, but that is another part of real-life application of math. So I guess without further ado, let me just wrap up by saying I listened to some of your presentations this morning, and I was really impressed with not only your powerful mathematical talents, but also your poise. Are you really in high school? It's kind of amazing to watch the presentations that you gave, how your communication skills, your energy, your willingness to challenge your own assumptions. That impressed me very much. To hear about your own assessments of weaknesses in the model. That kind of honesty, intellectual honesty, is just delightful to see. So based on what I've seen here today, and I'm sure the judges would agree, we have every reason to be excited about the future of applied math in this country. Thank you for all that you've done, and congratulations. So now it's time for some awards? Yes.
You actually need to send some of those applied mathematicians here. And I see two more board members, Mark Almeida, president of Moody's Analytics, and Doug Riker, our assistant treasurer, who does the math all the time for me. Thank you. So now, the part you've all been waiting for. So we are going to do things a little differently for those of you who've been to this competition before. We're going to announce 3 finalists, and then the third place, runner-up, and the Moody's Mega Math Challenge winner. So the 3 finalists will be announced in no particular order. The envelope, please. Okay. From captain of the state championship tennis team to self-described Harry Potter enthusiast and chocolate addict, this team's diverse group of members used their common interest in mathematics to put together a winning M3 challenge solution. Individually, they spent their free time in a variety of fun and interesting ways, including studying visual arts, listening to songs from Phantom of the Opera, hiking, camping, and drawing, and running track. Members of this team have volunteered their time in a daycare center, a local hospital, a church, a camp, a little league, and a middle school computer science program. One student on this team had a life-changing experience when she traveled to New Orleans with a school group to help rebuild homes destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. Interestingly, some members of this team had very little or no experience in math modeling. In fact, one member said she'd never heard the term math modeling before registering. Spending a significant amount of time preparing and learning about the math modeling process clearly paid off for them. All members of this team will be going to college next year with plans to pursue degrees in an array of subjects including computer science, politics, philosophy, economics, statistics, and engineering. This team used all but 3 minutes of the 14-hour work time perfecting their paper, uploading their final submission just past 10 p.m. on the Sunday of Challenge weekend. Amazingly, this school is new to the M3 Challenge Winners Circle, having never been distinguished with an award in the past, despite being in a region eligible since 2008. But they came in with a bang to the elite finals groups of team. M3 Challenge finalist of $5,000, LaSalle Academy. Members of this team say they have been interested in mathematics since a very young age, and their passion for the subject has continued to develop through the years. Although they have competed in high-level math contests like the American Invitational Math Exam, USA Physics Olympiad, USA Computing Olympiad, the Siemens competition, and the Intel Science Talent Search, one team member said the M3 Challenge has by far the most interesting and thought-provoking questions of any competition I have participated in. This accomplished group includes a youth orchestra cellist who participated in a 2-week tour of China, an ultimate Frisbee player who was born in South Africa, and a varsity and club soccer player who is a big Boston sports fan. In their spare time, members of this team have performed at senior citizen homes and community concerts, helped out with elementary school Shakespeare performances, and ran their school's student government technology initiatives and volunteered with a homeless meals project. Members of this team plan to attend college to study and pursue careers in chemistry, computer science, business, and software engineering. The team got an early start on the Sunday of Challenge Weekend and spent 13 hours and 59 minutes on their submission. They uploaded just after 9 p.m. A veteran of the M3 Challenge competition, this school has received honorable mention distinction 5 times, has teams that made it to the finals twice, and was M3 champion in 2010. M3 Challenge finalists goes to Montgomery Blair High School.
Yeah, you're all in. Thank you. Right here.
One student on this team recalls that she and her mom used Harry Potter to learn geometry, while another realized her love of math while counting frogs in a pond as a kindergartner. This team boasts a member who finished 3rd at the Who Wants to Be a Mathematician contest national level, becoming the first female to ever make it that far. She will represent the U.S. at the Singapore International Mathematics Challenge. Other students on this team have won a pun competition, started a tea club, headed the Women in Science and Engineering Club, captained the school's swing dance club, and started a robotics team. One is a Siemens competition in math, science, and technology regional finalist, while another loves to play basketball. This team gives back by helping out at summer art camp, building and maintaining bike trails, serving food to local homeless people, and volunteering with Habitat for Humanity at a local hospital. They have also served as peer tutors and participated in outreach activities that encourage and introduce middle school girls to STEM fields. All members of this team plan on attending college to study primarily STEM majors. Some want to pursue applied mathematics and computer science degrees with the goal of using math to solve real-world problems. Others hope to incorporate music, chemistry, biology, or physics into their studies. One student puts things into perspective by stating that she wants to be a good person and be happy. Of the 6 finalist teams, this one used the least amount of time to complete their submission, uploading their final paper on Sunday of Challenge Weekend with 27 minutes to spare. One of the most successful participants in M3 Challenge history, this school has twice placed 2 teams in the finals. They've had their teams named champion twice, runner-up 3 times, as well as finishing 3rd and receiving honorable mention. M3 Challenge finalists for $5,000, North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. For the Moody's Mega Math Challenge, 3rd place, award of $10,000. Members of this team have a variety of interesting hobbies and impressive accomplishments. One is a classical pianist who has won 2 international piano competitions and helped lead his school's fencing team to its first ever state championship. Another member helped create his school's robotics club and ultimate frisbee team and has been known to solve Rubik's cubes in 14 seconds. Yet another is a certified scuba diver and black diamond skier with a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo. In addition to all that, members of this team still managed to find time to volunteer with the Special Olympics, teach autistic children to swim, volunteer at a summer math camp, and help out at school, at church, school, and in their communities. One even shaved his head to raise money for pediatric cancer research. While higher education is still more than a year away for the majority of this team, all of their future plans involve college with a major in a STEM field. This was the only top team that worked on a Saturday of a challenge weekend. They uploaded their solution 1 minute before the 14-hour time limit expired. The school is no stranger to the Moody's Mega Math Challenge. They have been recognized with honorable mention distinction 4 times, were semifinalists in 2010. This is the first time they've had a team make it to the finals. Governor Livingston High School. For the runner-up for the 2016 Moody's Mega Math Challenge. This team boasts a robotics team leader, a science Olympiad team president who enjoys puzzles and card magic, a jazz musician who's also a Pokemon enthusiast, and an avid chess player who has won state and national awards in economics and personal finance, and whose content on Quora.com has received more than 1 million total views. In their free time, members of this team have brought safe and exciting science demonstrations to elementary school students, constructed sheds for Habitat Humanity, and volunteered at the local farmers market and served as president of the world's largest key club. During the competition, this team had severely divergent ideas on how to create the model, but was able to consolidate their ideas and finally settle on one solution. While all team members plan to attend college, just one has expressed specific ideas about what he plans to do after that. Either develop cheap and powerful ultracapacitors, what is that? Create digital textbooks and move education online, or advocate for free markets, open immigration, and free trade. This team worked on Sunday of Challenge Weekend and used all but 1 minute of the allotted 14 hours. Eligible since 2012, this school was a semifinalist in 2014. This is the first time they've had a team in the finals. Carmel High School, Carmel, Indiana. So the winner of the 2016 Moody's Mega Math Challenge and scholarships of $20,000, St. John's School, Houston, Texas. Come on up. All first-timers to the Moody's Mega Math Challenge. This team is made up primarily of musicians and athletes. One member has perfect pitch and has played all but one instrument in the orchestra, as well as the guitar, ukulele, and piano. Another writes film scores in his free time. As for one of the athletes, one will run cross-country and track at MIT next year, while another hopes to play tennis in college. One member of the team cites a family trip to the Johnson Space Center as a very young age as the inspiration for his lifelong pursuit of math and science. He is a Siemens Competition in Math, Science, and Technology regional finalist who spent a year abroad in Malaysia. Individually, members of this team volunteer as a tutor, a tennis academy instructor, a food bank organizer, an intercultural youth exchange leader, a concession stand worker, and a docent and teacher's assistant at a natural history museum. All appear to be leaving their options for the future wide open, with none having settled on a firm major career path just yet. One team member, however, led an entrepreneurship team last year that finished 4th in the MIT Launch Startup Competition and now helps to combine his math interests with business. This team must have slept in on Sunday of Challenge weekend, downloading their problem just after 9 a.m. They spent all but 6 minutes of the allotted 14 hours working on their submission and uploaded it just before 11 p.m. Eligible to compete in the Moody's Mega Math Challenge for just 3 years, this school is definitely the rookie of the competition. They have never had a team receive recognition before, and here they are, the Moody's Mega Math Challenge champions. So we invite you to enjoy our reception. Please come and talk to our business leaders. Please come and talk to the Moody's Mega Math Challenge winners and finalists, and congratulations to all of you. And just a reminder that the winning team will be ringing the closing bell at the New York Stock Exchange at 4 o'clock this afternoon.